kind of doesn't make sense, because if you tell somebody you're going to breach their contract, then you're subject to legal action. If you're going to want to try to get out of a contract, the last thing I think you would do is give somebody a heads up. But is this remotely true?
So what did take place is Vince told Bret that he couldn't afford him. Said that, Bret, and there was also, you also have to go back a little bit as well, that when Bret initially came to us and there was the indecision as to where Bret would go, whether he'd go to WCW or WWF at the time, and Bret was kind of weighing the options. We didn't know where Bret was going to go, and he chose us. But he chose us, and we were still faced with, well, hey, I took less money up front, even though WCW would offer me $3 million a year. And it was always that undercurrent of I could have made a lot more if I'd gone to WCW. So Vince and Vince really did feel this way. He was like, you know what? This isn't a good deal for us. And I feel like Bret would be happier making more money elsewhere. And if we can facilitate that, maybe he goes to WCW and makes a ton of money for 3 years. He comes back and, he can finish his career here. So Vince was kind of looking at it from the standpoint of, it's hurting us to pay him this much money. He has made the comment that he would be making more elsewhere. What if we could get him more money elsewhere? What if we created a situation where WCW could pull one over on us and wow, we stole Bret Hart from you, and give Bret that ammunition to go back to WCW and say, hey, they're telling me that I can get out of my contract. And the hope was that WCW would offer him money that he would be happy with. And he could go and do that and, again, come back after his time is up there. But that was the thing. Yeah, it was not a good deal for us at the time. And Vince was looking to get out of it. But he wanted to make sure that Bret was taken care of in the interim.
And I get that, but why then? And I understand that. And again, I don't want to suggest that I got a chance to know Vince on a personal level, but my impression is that he's a pretty fair guy if you deal with him straight up and communicate. Why would? Again, I'm asking you to comment on this statement that McMahon went to Bret and said, "We're going to breach your contract."
I don't think he would say that.
Hey, Bret, we really can't afford you. Let's work something out and make this work for you. That's one conversation. Hey, Bret, I'm going to breach your contract because I can't afford you. Is it an adversarial one?
Right. No, it was more the first that, hey, this isn't working for us. We'd like to help you out. We'd like to help get you a better deal there. And unfortunately, we can't continue to honor this contract. But I can't imagine Vince going in and saying, hey, I'm going to breach your contract.
No, man.
Who would say that?